Hello everyone, I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and today we have launched our new top 30 rankings. Our updated top 30s are live on the website. Now, it would take a very long time. In fact, it would probably take close to 40 minutes because I tried to record it and it took 50 to 60 minutes to get through the entire top 30 with an entire breakdown of each player. So what I'm going to do instead is overview each player and talk about where I ranked them. I'll give you the rankings. The write-up is available on the website, and then we'll just go into our normal prospect report. I just think that's the easiest way to make sure you guys get, up-to-date information on prospects who, performed really well this week while simultaneously getting the updated top 30. So without further ado, here's our new top 30 ranking. We'll go from lowest to highest. Coming in at number 30 was Jay Savina. 29, we had Brendan Jones. 28, we had Cade Smith. 27, Everson Pereira. 26, Parks Harber. 25, Xavier Marte. 24, Clayton Beeter. 23, Ben Shields. 22, Francisco Velorio. 21, Roderick Arias. Number 20, we had Jesus Rodriguez. 19, Brock Selvage. 18, Josh Gross. 17, Griffin Herring. 16, Manny Cedeno. 15, Yorbit Vivas. 14, Gage Zeal. 13, Edglin Perez. 12, Thatcher Hurd. 11, Henry Lane. Coming in at number 10, this is the top 10, Roc Riggio. Number 9, Rafael Flores. Number 8, Chase Hampton. Number 7, Spencer Jones. Number 6, Elmer Rodriguez-Cruz. Number 5, Ben Hess. Number 4, Cam Schlittler. Number 3, Bryce Cunningham. Number 2, Carlos Lagrange. And number 1, and not a shocker, George Lombard Jr. Now, I will talk about some of the highest risers and give some honorable mentions as well, talk about some followers as well. One of the guys who have come out of nowhere to be a top 30 guy is Parks Harber, who has displayed really good bat-to-ball skills over the last few weeks. I thought the strikeout rates would be a bigger issue than they have been in Hudson Valley, but the selling point here is the raw power. He was averaging an exit velocity north of 95 miles per hour in Tampa. He hits the ball really hard, and he is someone who I think can stick at third base and provide the Yankees with a reliable infield prospect who might be able to rise to the organization. I really grappled with where I was going to rank him, if I was going to rank him at all, but he has proven to be someone who I think is more than worthy of a top 30 spot, although again, the difference between my number 26 prospect and someone who even just missed the cut is really it's not massive at all. Another massive riser, number 17 prospect, Griffin Herring. Griffin Herring, someone who ranked in the back end of the top 30 last afternoon, delivered 7 innings of one-run baseball in Hudson Valley. The strikeouts haven't been there in high A, but look, the performances has been incredible. He has consistently performed at a high level. He has continued to throw a lot of strikes, to get a lot of soft contact, to use his fastball, slider, changeup repertoire well. I'd like to see him expand the repertoire. I'd like to see him add some more velocity, but he projects really well. He's performed very well so far in the minor leagues. And then, a big riser in the top 10 is Roc Riggio, who is going to get talked about a little more extensively later, but he's just hit so many home runs. He's matched his home run total from last year in 25.4% of the games. He is someone who had a 4-homer week this week. We'll talk about that week. Just really hard to not rank him aggressively, considering he's now in the upper levels of the minor leagues, and he's coming off a year where he was solid last year. It's not like he was bad last year. He was solid last year. I thought he got underrated, and he's put the power together, and now he's just absolutely mashing. So Roc Riggio, I think he's the biggest riser on this list. If you want to, technically speaking, if you go from not being ranked to being ranked, that's a pretty significant thing. But going from, I believe he was like 24th, 25th on my list entering the year to 10, that's 15 spots. That's very significant. That's a huge thing. Now for the fallers, and I don't want to spend too much time talking about fallers because I don't like talking about players and disparaging young prospects. These are 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds. I don't feel a need to rip them to shreds and make them feel bad. Coming in at number 21, Roderick Arias. I think that's the one that's going to stick out like a sore thumb. He was top 10 in my preseason ranking. The walk rates are higher. The power and speed are still there, but he's striking out as much as he did last year while repeating at the same level, and he's hitting for less power. All of the progress he made at the end of last year towards that second half where he really took off, made some stance changes, has gone away. And I don't know if he's playing through injury. I don't know if he's, dealing with something right now. but he looks like someone who maybe doesn't belong on this list. Like, you kind of have to, you have to think about prospect pedigree a little bit, but if he wasn't a super high bonus guy in the IFA pool, I don't know if he'd be in the top 30. And that sucks. That really does. It sucks to say it. It sucks because there's no indications that he's a bad guy. I feel for the guy. It's probably harder on him. I bet no one's more critical of them, of their play, of Rodriguez's play, than Rodriguez himself. Another guy, not like a massive faller in terms of spots, but someone who's now outside of the top 5 and ranks number 7 is Spencer Jones. And, Spencer Jones was someone who was number 1 prospect at one point on some outlets, and was someone we all expected to be the number 1 prospect in the Yankee organization one day. He's striking out more than he did last year. He's making contact at a sub 60% rate at AA level. He is hitting for more power, and that is encouraging, but it's really hard for me to advertise him as a future big leaguer when he's striking out so much that I don't know if he's more than just Esteban Florial. Like, you asked me to give a big league comp, Esteban Florial. Both really good defensive center fielders, both really good athletes, good base runners. Both can't make enough contact to be big leaguers. Esteban Florial is currently playing in the KBO, and I don't think he's playing particularly well over there. So, it's not the outcome you wanted for Jones. It's not a great outcome. There is still technically some time. I'm not going to say there's a reason he's still number 7 on this list, but he had to drop a few spots for a reason. He falls towards the back end of that top 10, and you could reasonably argue that, again, if you ignored prospect pedigree, that Jones would fall a little further on that list, and that's a little bit upsetting as well. But again, he's a guy who's worked tirelessly hard. He's someone who, I still really root for, and I want him to be a good pro. As with all these players, I'm rooting for them to become great pros. So, that's my top 30. If you guys have any comments on it, let me know in the comment section below. And without further ado, let's get into some of the big performances of the week. And we're going to talk first about Carlos Lagrange. Carlos Lagrange made his AA debut, our number 2 prospect now on our top 30. He delivered 6 innings of 3-run baseball, 6 strikeouts. He walked 1 batter, hit a batter, and gave up 2 home runs. It wasn't a dominant debut. It wasn't the kind of debut that would normally make this kind of video. But he was, this is a guy taking a leap from high A to AA, and this is your number 2 prospect making that leap, by the way. The strikeout rates are really good in this start. A lot of swings and misses, and he was facing a very good Binghamton team. This is not a joke of a lineup. This is a very, very, very good lineup, and it's a very good team. And I was very impressed with his strike throwing ability still being there. Shaky first inning. We didn't see him unravel. He hit Jet Williams in the head, and actually he got removed from the game. It was a very scary scene. Obviously not intentional, but that could rattle a guy. That could make a guy go, all right, start falls apart and, it's over for him. Like, he gets knocked around the rest of the game. He still performed at a very high level. He had a quality start, and it's a hard leap to make from high A to AA. So very impressive stuff from him. Very impressed with the way he performed this week, and he continues to just be a zone filler, man. It's very impressive what he's done at the minor league level. So hats off to Carlos Lagrange. Roc Riggio, his teammate at AA, another guy who got promoted recently. We've got to talk about him. 4 home runs in 5 games. And, I talk about the degree of difficulty with Carlos Lagrange facing a very good Binghamton team. I would argue Binghamton's biggest strength is their pitching. So Riggio's degree of difficulty might have been a little bit higher, and he hit 4 home runs in 5 games. And he has 11 home runs in 27 games after hitting 11 and 106 last year. The raw power has always been, slightly above average. Like, he's always had enough power to be a quality power hitter, but the game power, last year was more average. It wasn't great. He was hitting more doubles than he was home runs, and that's not a bad thing, but you want to see more home run power than double power if you're someone who is someone like Roc Riggio. A lot of loft in your swing, kind of naturally not going to hit for a high average because you have so much loft in your swing. Fly ball guys just don't hit for high averages. He's hit the crap out of the ball this year. He's still walking a lot. Now in 5 AA games, 4 home runs. He hasn't walked once in AA, which is kind of funny. 250 WRC plus on the season. 11 home runs, 16.4% walk rate, 23.8% strikeout rate. 198 WRC plus, and you might go, well, Ryan, he played 2 games in the Complex League, and that's inflating his numbers a little bit. He actually was good in the Complex League. Don't get me wrong, he hit a home run in 2 games. It's performing well. But most of the production has come in Hudson Valley and in Somerset. He had a 186 WRC plus in high A and a 250 in double A. So if you took out that 186, his WRC plus would actually go up a little bit. He might be around the 200 WRC plus range. He pulls the ball enough where like the fly balls are going to leave the yard. He's swinging a little bit more aggressively in zone. We're not seeing the passive Roc Riggio that we saw a little bit at times last year. His contact rates are a little bit worse than last year, but that's expected for someone who's swinging a little bit harder and doing a little more damage on contact. So Riggio is someone who I'm very, very happy with. Like, I couldn't be happier with his progression, and he looks like someone who could compete for a big league job in 2026, maybe as soon as spring training. Like, spring training next year is going to be, if I'm Roc Riggio, you've got to have that date circled on your calendar. You've got to have February 2025 circled on the 2026, circled on the calendar, because that's a year that could be huge for his development. He has performed at a very, very, very high level this season. Very impressed with him. Cam Schlittler made his AAA debut. We're going to talk about him as well. I know we talked a little bit about him yesterday, and so I'm not going to go too much in depth. 5 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 home run allowed. That was the only run he allowed. 2 hits. Facing a very, very good St. Paul lineup with 4 big leaguers in that lineup. He pitched his tail off, touched 98.7 miles an hour, hit 98 multiple times in the night, sat at 96.3 miles an hour. Cutter was vicious. Slider, that sweeper was really good. Curveball was sharp. 4-seamer, 40+% whiff rate. He's just got a really good repertoire. 4 pitches, 1 of them average in the fastball, other 3 average, above average or double plus in terms of the cutter. I think the cutter is double plus at this point in time. His stuff looks really good. He is someone who deserved his top 4 ranking in my top 30, and honestly, I considered ranking him a little more aggressively just based on how well he has performed and how well he's performed at a high level. Like, it was a real battle between him and Cunningham, who are both guys I really like. Cunningham is someone I want to talk about now. Bryce Cunningham delivered 4 2/3 innings of shutout baseball, 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, 3 strikeouts. Look, Cunningham continues to just like chug along. He's very efficient, very effective. It doesn't take a lot of pitches for him to get outs. He throws strikes about 67% of the time. 26% strikeout rate, 6% walk rate. I mean, he's got a lot of ground balls, tons of whiffs. He's underperforming his strikeout rate, if we're being honest. The fastball's really good. Changeup's really good. Slider's good. Just needs to add a pitch or two to, really balance and round out the repertoire. But God, man, Bryce Cunningham is awesome. 1.93 ERA this season in 46 2/3 innings pitched. If you look at all minor league pitchers and you sort through them, minimum 40 innings pitched, Bryce Cunningham, that ERA is one of the best in all of minor league baseball. So, he's just been awesome this season for the Yankees, and I'm really excited about what he's going to look like as he continues to progress and get more reps under his belt at the pro level. Another guy, another one of his teammates, and we find ourselves consistently talking about Hudson Valley's rotation because it's been so damn good. Elmer Rodriguez-Cruz. I mean, dude, he was awesome. He had, a couple of rough outings in May. Like in May, his ERA was 4.21. The walk rate 13%. He really struggled that month. I thought that the struggles were inflated by, just some really bad outings. Like he just had like a couple of stinkers in there. But his last time out, 7 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk, bunch of ground balls. He looked brilliant. Shutout baseball, 2.95 ERA, still hasn't allowed a home run this season, 66 strikeouts, ground ball rate nearing 54%, lots of whiffs, lots of called strikes, good fastball velocity, good secondaries. Elmer Rodriguez-Cruz continues to be someone who, I'm going to continue to sing their praises. I'm going to sing his praises, talk about why I think he could be a good prospect. I know Carlos Narvaez has been awesome with the Red Sox, and do not get me wrong, Carlos Narvaez is a good catcher. Like, I am not going to call that a fluke. Do I think he's as good as he's been offensively? No. I think the numbers would also suggest he's due for some regression, but he is a good big league catcher, and he's a top 10 catcher probably at this point in time. But Elmer Rodriguez-Cruz, I do think, will be a quality big league starter. I really love that the Yankees went out and got this guy. Big, wiry dude. can add maybe a little more velocity by bulking up a little bit. The command has gotten better from last year. He's throwing more strikes than last year. He still has his ways to go in terms of strike throwing abilities, but I really, really love a sinker, sweeper, splitter, curveball. Like, he just has so many pitches, so many ground balls, so many whiffs. It's perfect for what the Yankees develop well. He's someone who I think is going to have a very, very promising big league career if he continues to progress this way, and more importantly, stay healthy. Griffin Herring, someone who also pitched in Hudson Valley. Again, so many good Hudson Valley starters. 7 innings pitched, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, so not great strikeout to walk rates, but allowed 1 run. Didn't get the win, but he again, just like, he's continuing to just shove. He has 2 quality starts in high A already. 2 starts where I think he went 6 innings, 1-run baseball, 7 innings, 1-run baseball. So he's awesome. Griffin Herring continues to just be this dominant force at the top of the Hudson Valley rotation. He was awesome in Tampa. He's been awesome in Hudson Valley. He looks unfazed. The one thing I will say, the swings and misses aren't there right now in 2 starts at Hudson Valley, so I'd like to see that come around, but I think that's honestly good for him. I think it's good that he's going to start to struggle a little bit with the swings and misses, because I think he needs to develop more in his repertoire. I think he needs to add a 4th pitch. I think he needs to add a little more velocity. I don't believe he's going to do, not that I don't believe he was going to do either of those things if he didn't struggle, but I think that this will push him to want to add those pitches. I think these struggles are good for him. He's going to learn from this. Like, this is important. And I say struggles, the guy hasn't gotten hit hard. He just hasn't struck out a lot of dudes. That's really the issue. And I say issue, and it's like, again, I'm not trying to make it seem like a 7-inning performance with 1-run baseball is bad, but more so to say that he can get better, and it's good that there is going to be data points where he's going to want to improve upon. And that's good for a young prospect. It really, really, really is. Again, that Hudson Valley rotation, I mean, good God, are they just amazing. You cannot say enough good things about that group as things stand right now. If you want to talk about some hitters, Hudson Valley, again, they've got some bats who've done a job. Parks Harber hit .391 in this series, 500 on base percentage, 435 slug, which isn't great. He didn't hit for a ton of power in this series, but he's just a hits machine. The guy just does nothing but hit, and he is continuing to perform at a very high level with the Hudson Valley Renegades. I continue to just be impressed with his at-bats, impressed with the poise, impressed with where he's at as a player, and hopefully he continues to progress in the right direction, because oh man, could he be a fun prospect if he continues to hit, and he's playing a position of value for the Yankees. That'll wrap up our prospect report. We really appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out Fireside Yankees. We'll have more prospect reports every week. We'll talk more about various guys in the organization. If you enjoyed today's video, if you want a more comprehensive look at our top 30, our description is going to have the link to the article on our website, and more importantly, that website is going to also have that full breakdown and very importantly, have some honorable mentions as well. So there are some guys you'll know that missed the cut. Follow me on Twitter at Ryan Garcia ESM, because people are going to be asking me questions about my list, and I'm going to answer them. I'm going to answer them honestly. I'm going to be forthcoming. I'm going to be as honest as I can possibly be. I'm going to be as transparent about this entire process as humanly possible. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, and let's go Yankees. Peace out, y'all.
Perfect.